Hey guys, it's Jen here from Nails by Jen. Welcome back to my channel. If this is your first time to my channel, welcome to my channel. So today's design is actually inspired by the photo that I had seen on Instagram, and I also wanted to try out doing some watercolor flowers. So I did that for the first time today, and I think they actually turned out pretty darn good. So if this is something you're interested in, stick around, keep watching. As always, don't forget to click that like and subscribe for me. If you have any questions or comments, leave them in the comment section below. And let's get started. Alright guys, so first things first, I'm going to go through and shorten her nails slightly for her. Now you will have noticed in the intro right there on her ring finger, she has a bit of an owie because she had a hangnail that she had, I can't remember if she said she had cut it or bit it or pulled it, I can't remember, but it got infected. And you also may have noticed that her pointer, her middle finger was broken. Her thumb on her left hand is also broken. And the reason that this happens with this client quite often is because she goes onto the tip of her nail where it separates from the product. Her natural nail separates from the product quite often at the tip, and she goes under and pulls her natural nail out. I don't know if she uses tweezers, I cannot remember, but she pulls her natural nail and tears it out from underneath, which then makes the product weaker and it makes it separate and lift more, because the lifting then just starts to continue going back the nail up towards the cuticle area. So you will see as I'm starting to file her nails that a lot of the tip of the product just kind of flakes off and breaks off, and that's because she has done that. So I'm going to go through and remove all of the product down, make sure I remove all of the lifting, and basically I'm going to be building up her nails completely when I go to build up the product. So this is where you will see exactly what I mean. So because she has pulled her natural nail underneath there, you can see she has no natural nail under that tip. And not only does she not have any natural nail there, it's starting to lift upwards also. So there's more lifting onto the nail. As you can see here, I have to remove even more product. So she has such a habit of doing this. We don't know why. I asked her if she does it and she doesn't even know. But the one thing that she did say is that when she's washing her hair, it will get caught in her hair and it drives her crazy. So she just goes under there and starts ripping it out. So once I have all of the product removed, I am going to go in with my cuticle pusher and I am pushing back that proximal nail fold. And then I am going to go in with my hand file and I will smoothen out the free edge of any of the short nails that I have to form. I will also just smoothen out any product, and if there's any little bits of lifting left, I will remove that, as well as roughening up the natural nail that is showing. Alright guys, so next I'm going in and removing all of the cuticle off of the nail plate. I'm using my Erica's micro taper bit. I get this at Canada Nail Supplies. So I'm going to go through all 10 fingers and do this, and then I'm going to go in with my nippers and remove or cut off any of the keratinized skin that is around the nail. And now I'm going to apply 2 coats of Young Nails Protein Bond before I start getting into the acrylic application. I also have to add forms to the nails that are shortened so that I can extend them out. So these are my favorite forms from Canada Nail Supplies, and I do prefer to pre-pinch the tip. So I connect the little tab at the tip before I apply them. And I also prefer to leave a little bit of a free edge on the natural nail so that I can slide the form right under. Now her natural nails are pretty easy to form, but sometimes you will have to go in and make little notches or cut out where the hyponychium is. This one fit on quite well, but you will see on her ring finger there, I did have to cut out a notch on the side in order to get it to slide right up under the natural nail. So next I'm going to apply my acrylic, and I know you guys are going to ask me what color I'm using here, and this is a custom mix, and I apologize you guys, I do not have measurements for this one because I just kind of threw a bunch of things together and mixed it up, and I wish I would have had measurements for it because now I want to make more of it because I absolutely love it. But it is sort of like a blush pink. It's not really peach at all. It's got more of a whitish hue to it, and it is definitely semi-transparent. You can see her natural white sort of peeking through there, but this is right now my absolute favorite color for building acrylic as a base, because when you want to put colors on top, even if you want to put a neon color, generally we like to put white under neons so that color pops more. But with this color, when you put the neons on, they also pop really well. This is also a perfect color for underneath semi-transparent blush pink gel polishes, like my favorite one from Purple Professional, which is P2039. I absolutely love that color. And on top of this acrylic, it just adds a little bit more of a pink hue. I love it. So I'm just going to go through all 10 fingers. I'm going to do an overlay on her nails that are not broken, and on the ones that are broken, I'm just going to sculpt them out and add a little bit of length. Now, one of the things that I always like to mention to you guys, you can see here that I am going along the side wall of the natural nail and of that acrylic, and I'm being very, very cautious to try and not touch that skin. Oftentimes we see videos where people are slopping the product all over the skin. They're rubbing their brush or brushing their monomer filled brush all over the skin. We do not want to do that. I say that in all of my videos, or I try to mention it all of my videos, because I see it so often, and that will cause contact dermatitis over time. So we really don't want to be touching the skin often with the monomer filled brush, or any product for that matter. Alright guys, so next I'm going in with my hand file and I'm just going to shape the nails and refine everything, smoothen out the top. Now if you build your nails really well and you apply your product really nicely, you will have a lot less filing to do. So I don't have a whole lot of filing to do with her nails, but I want to go in and refine that shape and just make sure it is as smooth as possible. Then I'm going to cleanse the nail and then we are finally going to get into the color applications. So I'm going to go in with another Purple Professional color that I really like, P2074, and this one is very similar to P2039. It's sheer, it's like a blush color. It's just a little bit more on the nude or peach color, whereas P2039 is more on the pink. So I wanted to try this on her and just try something different because I had it and I really like it as well. So I'm just going in and putting a very thin layer on all 10 fingers and then I'm going to cure them. So I'm going to take some of my Young Nail Stain Resistant, which is my absolute favorite top coat, and I'm going to mix it with a little bit of this white glitter. It is a white matte glitter. I do not know where I got it, you guys. When I repotted all of my glitters originally, I did not take any stickers or names and put them on the bottoms, so a lot of my glitters, I don't know where I got them, but it is a matte white glitter. It's not super fine. I'm gonna guess that this is like a 0.08 maybe. It's not really fine at all. It's not super chunky either. So I'm just going to mix those together, and then I've got some gels from Madam Glam from the collection called Pour Me a Glass. So these are their glass gels. So I've got a blue one here. It is called Crystal Clear. And I'm just going to plop them out onto the palette. I wasn't 100% sure what colors I was going to use when I started the design, but I pulled out also this teal one called In All Honesty, and then I also pulled out this pink one, and it is called Love Notes. I didn't flip it upside down here, but it is called Love Notes. And I also plopped out some white onto the palette as well because I wasn't sure if I was going to need some white. So now I'm going to take the colors and I'm going to mix them in with the top coat and the matte glitter. Now in hindsight, Knowing how transparent these glass gels are, I probably did not need to add the clear top coat, but I had not used them before and I wasn't sure how pigmented they were going to be. But yeah, you really probably don't need to add the clear top coat. The glass gels would have been just fine. So I added a little bit of the teal and the blue to create that bluish color, and then I added the pink to add the pink color. If you recall back to the inspiration photo in the beginning, it was kind of like a teal and pink. I do wish that I would have made the blue color more on the blue side, because you will see when I do the watercolor, the color that I chose for the watercolor leaves or flowers, they are more on the blue side, but it all tied in together and looked pretty good in the end anyways. So I'm going to just go in now and add some of this mixture with the matte glitters, and I'm just going to kind of splotch them onto the nail in sort of smaller areas. I'm not covering the whole nail. I just want to add little areas of this color. So anytime I'm working with my gel colors, I do prefer to do 4 fingers and then get them into the light to cure and do the thumbs separately. So I did not cure the pink, but now I'm going in with the blue color and I'm just going to kind of add it and blend it together with the pink. I know that first nail was a little hard to see because it got blurry, and I'm sorry it keeps going in and out of focus. But you can see here I'm kind of achieving that same look of the inspiration photo. Now in the inspiration photo, they actually already have these colors mixed with the white matte glitters in them, but I knew I could try to make something very, very similar. So once I got the blue on, then I get it into the light to cure. And the next step is to go in with a matte top coat. So I am going to do all 10 fingers in the matte top coat. And then on the nails that I have not done anything yet, those are the ones that I'm going to attempt to do the little watercolor flowers. This again is my first time doing something like this, and this is the first time I'm going to be using these new watercolor pens that I have. I've had them forever and ever. I believe Talia also uses these or used them. I'm pretty sure she has them as well. So I was really excited to try these on my client, and I absolutely love this client because she lets me do whatever I want on her nails, within reason, of course, because she has to wear them for 3 weeks, not me. But she's really, really good at being a guinea pig for me. So as you guys know from previous videos, I am a big fan of the Born Pretty stamping gel. So I've got the white one here called White Lotus, and I'm going to use this to create dots in just like a various sizes. Now I can't really see, or you can't really see what I'm doing here because of the angle of the camera, so I apologize, but you will get a better view when I do one of the other nails. So I also end up taking some of my Madam Glam Perfect White and mixing it in with the White Lotus. The White Lotus, the Born Pretty stamping gels are extremely thick and extremely pigmented, and sometimes I just find them a little easier to apply if I'm able to thin them out with another color, and I have never had an issue with this. So I'm just going in again with this dotting tool, and I'm going to dot in various sizes. So obviously they start out larger. There's really not a huge rhyme or reason to this. As you can see, I'm just trying to make them go sort of more in a triangular shape, I guess you could say. I'm starting larger, and then as the dots are getting smaller, I'm bringing them more to a point. You can see here a better look at what I'm doing. I know that sounds very confusing. I'm sorry, you guys, but you can see what I'm doing. Just watch, people. Just watch. All right, so now that all the dots are cured, I've got this watercolor brush pen set. I've got it on Amazon. I will link it below. I have not used it for actual watercolor painting or anything. I'm pretty sure it actually came with paper as well. So I picked out these 2 colors. Again, in hindsight, I kind of wish I would have either done more of a teal to match the gel polish that I put on, or I would have made the gel polish a little more blue. I'm also using this brush that I've got. It's one of my absolute favorite brushes. I have 3 different sizes. I believe that I got them on either AliExpress or eBay, probably AliExpress. Again, I will link them below for you. And I'm just drawing a few little veins, which basically are going to be just like the stems of the flowers. And once I have those painted on, I'm just getting them in the light to cure. So as I said, you guys, this is my first time using these watercolor pens. So as you can see, I just kind of drew a bit of a dot just along the veining, and then I'm going to take this brush that I believe I got off of AliExpress. I will have to double check, and I will link it below for you guys. Now the kit does come with a water pen, but I just wanted to make sure that I was only using a little bit of water. So my brush really does not have very much liquid in it at all. Now I apologize, you guys. I know that it's blurry and it's really hard to see see what I'm doing, but basically I am just kind of dragging the brush outwards away from that vein, and you can see the color is a lot darker towards the vein. So that's what you want to do to create sort of petals. And I'm just going to repeat this, and then I'm going to actually overlap some of the petals as well. So just keep watching. You'll see as I go along how I do this. And then next I'm going to go in on the other hand, and I'm going to do the exact same thing, but I'm going to use the blue. Now, one thing I will mention is when my client came back for her fill, the pink one we could barely see. It was almost like over time it completely faded away, but the blue one was still totally visible. It looked like it really hadn't changed. If it did, it was very slight and we couldn't even tell. So I would highly recommend not using the pink one. Maybe it's just too light. Now, I did also just purchase another watercolor kit, and it's actually a palette kit, and I'm really excited to try that. So as soon as I give that a try, I will definitely video that as well and see if there's a difference in pigmentation. So once the watercolor has dried, I'm just going to go in, and I wanted to add some little dots to the center of the flowers. And so I'm just using my dotting tool and that same Born Pretty stamping gel that I mixed with the Madam Glam. I'm also going to add some white leaves or greenery around, and then the last thing is to top coat.